5 famous people who grew up in foster care. Number 5. Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx, an Oscar-winning actor, was left by his birth parents just 7 months after their marriage ended. Later, a domestic worker and nursery operator, Esther Marie and Mark Talley, became his adoptive parents and gave him a place to grow up. They put him in the Boy Scouts and the church choir, where Jamie was not very at peace. Since his parents were not part of his upbringing, he never interacted with them. However, after these challenges, he is now one of the most successful and versatile actors in Hollywood, with many awards and accolades to his name. Number 4. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe, a famous American actress and model, had a troubled childhood. Monroe has been in foster care since she was a little girl because her mother was mentally unstable and couldn't afford to take care of her. When she was 14 years old, an American couple adopted her. They already had 6 biological children and 1 adopted child. At the age of 16, Monroe lived in 12 foster homes and an orphanage in her childhood before she married James Dougherty. Monroe had a difficult relationship with her mother, and she claimed to be an orphan who spent her childhood bouncing between foster homes. Number 3. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela, born in 1918 into a royal Thembu family, faced many challenges in his early years. His father died of lung disease when he was 12, and Chief Jongintaba Dalindyebo, the acting Thembu regent, adopted him. This adoption was a favor to Mandela's father, who had suggested Jongintaba as chief years earlier. Mandela became involved in the anti-apartheid struggle in South Africa and spent 27 years in prison for political activities before being released in 1990. However, Nelson Mandela, who became South Africa's first democratically elected president in 1994, played a crucial role in dismantling the apartheid system, leaving an indelible mark on the world and inspiring civil rights activists worldwide. Number 2. Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is an American actor and comedian who spent a year in foster care as a child. Eddie was 8 years old when his police officer father was killed on duty in 1969. Murphy and his brother were sent to a foster home because Murphy's mother had to stay in the hospital for a long time. Even though he was only in foster care for a year, he says that it gave him a sense of humor and taught him how to laugh at anything. People know Murphy talked a lot about his time in foster care and how it helped him develop his sense of humor. Number 1. Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of tech giant Apple, was put up for adoption shortly after his birth due to his parents' inability to raise him. Jobs was adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs, a couple in Palo Alto, California, and they raised him as their own child. He was always aware of his adoption and saw his adoptive parents as his biological parents. Despite the challenges of his childhood, Jobs went on to become a successful entrepreneur in the technology industry, co-founding Apple Incorporated, and playing a significant role in the development of personal computers, smartphones, and other innovative products.